actually seen one. I'm glad that I haven't, but you know,
Yes,
I,
of
there's so
course.
many that come in this way. And more than just planes. I mean, all kinds of aircraft, all
Oh
kinds of
yeah.
flying things. I've seen everything, you name it. Yeah. So okay, so we are. Let me let me hold on a second. Record on this computer.
Right away here.
We are ready. Okay, so let me just make sure my headset's set. So hi everyone, welcome to the Goldfish Report. I'm your host and researcher, Louisa. Today is Friday, December 27th. Why do I feel like the sound is a little bit weird on this? I'm not sure why.
Oh, good.
December 27th, 2024. This is Goldfish Report number 1127. It's our weekly food for the soul with our regular friends, our returning guest, psychic medium Mark Christopher Nelson and his beautiful, wonderful wife, and paranormal investigator, co-paranormal investigator wife Barbara. How are you guys? How was your holiday? Merry Christmas.
Good.
It's good.
It was
We
fantastic.
had a good time. We like
We
the Paranelsons. If you come up with something, I mean,
The
we
Paranelsons.
Paranelsons. If you
Let's
the
make a
pear.
para,
note.
para, there we go.
Para Nelson's, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I like that. That works really good. Just to remind our viewers, right off at the top of the report here, New Year's Eve, Mark is going to be on Coast to Coast with Jim Norrie. So look for that. It'll be what 11 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific,
Mm-hmm.
2
Yeah,
p.m. Eastern.
Eastern.
2 a.m. Eastern.
I'm always up then. Not really.
I know, right? Well, it's nice. Now you're doing that. Are you going to be there physically or are you going to be doing it
I'm just gonna
on
call in for it.
call
So,
in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's going to be the real late night one for you.
oh
Yeah.
God,
Oh
flying
yeah.
to LA at 2 in the morning or wherever he is.
Yeah.
George Norrie is not. I don't know where his. I know he has studios.
Mhm.
Right, right.
I think in St. Louis and
St. Louis,
Los Angeles, and I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Colorado.
He's been in
Mhm.
Colorado. I just met him there too. So, but it's
Oh,
gonna be fun. So we're
okay.
looking forward to, Louisa, I've got to tell you, every time we get on the phone, Barb and I walk out going, this is gonna be fun. Wow, I hadn't
Mhm.
thought of this. This is like for us, for me, I get to, I mean, sometimes I'm running parallel to Barb, and I don't take the time. I was like, what did you find today? What did you hear today? And that you. And so to me, this feels like a quick, I mean, a 1 hour let's talk what's new with really interesting, fun people. So, and I
Yeah.
appreciate all the people who are tuning in too, because
Yes.
they ask great questions and I want to be of
Mhm.
help, and
Bring your
we both do.
friends.
Mhm. So Sunny just jumped into the chat and she says, Happy New Year to the three of you. So Happy New Year to you too, Sunny.
Hey, Sandy.
And DJ's just joined us. Happy New Year's to you too, DJ. You know what was funny? I was wondering something today, and I thought, oh, I need to ask you about this. Now,
Sure.
have you ever, when you do readings and you're doing not just psychic readings, medium readings, but did you ever help somebody find something they lost?
Yes. Um,
Just help
family.
me.
Yeah. Oh,
My glasses.
yeah. It's like they're over here, over there. So I'm not bad at helping people find things. I've had some luck with that. Yes.
Could I give it a try?
Please do.
Okay, and this is good because I think that this just expands your skill set, your abilities here, and that maybe in a way that people weren't thinking previously. So I thought it might be a good idea to give it a try. Okay, so I'm missing the title to a boat, and I can't find it anywhere.
Okay.
It's not a really good boat or anything, but at
No.
this point I have to get rid of it, you know, so I have to find that title and so they could take it away.
Um,
And hmm,
I'm looking at like a drawer that has uh, what's making it complicated is that there's other papers in there. It's not what I would call a file. Looks like it's a like if it's not on the boat, it's in a place that's kind of wet. Looks like I'm seeing screws, washers, tools, other little crafty things. So it feels like I almost feel like there's a little mildew around it. So look in a place
Ooh,
where there would
damn.
be there would be some damp papers. It feels like too that there's some oversized papers over it. So it feels like that, oh, it's like the papers may be kind of sticking together a little bit. Um, I would say if it's not on the boat, it's somewhere where you keep other like tools and rusted crap and odds and ends in a little place. Sorry about that. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, I kind of have a few places like that.
Stop
No, I
there.
had I had damage on my house from Superstorm Sandy, and
Uh,
being that I was going through a really nasty divorce,
Yeah.
they didn't give me the grant money to make the repairs. So obviously over time, because I had gotten a grant to make the repairs, and they wouldn't agree to releasing that for me so I could make the repairs. So unfortunately, the water would pour into my house. And there's a lot of places that has, you know, what you're
Yeah.
describing, like stuck together papers, things like that, unfortunately. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So I also see what could be like a little, I mean, I see papers stuck together. I feel like I'm seeing, like little rust, like maybe a place where you might keep, like I said, odds and ends from hardware. But I also see like an accordion folder that might be wet, have been wet, soaked, water damaged a little bit. So it feels like a brown accordion folder. Um, and it feels like it's just almost out of place. Feels like that it's sandwiched in with a bunch of other paper. Um, and it was damp. It's probably been ruined. I think the chances of you finding something really great are kind of feels like the paper is coming apart. So I would say you might want to just go get a new copy of this,
right, right.
because it looks damaged, destroyed. So unfortunately,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I asked about because that's why I couldn't find it.
because it's
It's
stuck together and have been molded into something else and sticking to the back of something else.
Holy cow. Well, I'm going to follow up with you. So now I'm going to be looking earnestly
Oh,
for this,
great.
and I will
Oh,
follow
pretty.
up on a report to let you know if I come across that. But that's really funny because it does describe, unfortunately, um, some of the condition of some of the papers I have because they
Uh,
were near a window that was leaking with
uh,
water,
uh,
and I guess even if you move it, just like, whatever. I'm just saying.
Andy, they're not
It's
going to be
probably I've
there.
had papers ruined because of the water leaking. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely looks
It's
like that to me.
yeah. Oh wow, interesting. Moldy had to throw that in there.
oh no.
That
Yeah,
is so
go
funny.
inhale that mold. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to go find
Yeah, it's like I can't do next week's show because I'm sick as a dog because I
that.
listened to Mark and I've
It's
been
all that mold. Mark made me go looking at through all that mold.
thanks. You're just great help. What a
It
friend.
was so funny.
I'm gonna go choke for 3 weeks. Thanks for your help.
Oh yeah, and I'm like really allergic to mold too, but so it's probably why
Requested.
yeah. Yeah, interesting though. Very, very interesting. And let me just ask one more thing, if you don't mind, while we're on the topic, because this one's actually kind of more critical, is that I lost my car keys, a set of my car
Oh,
keys.
uh,
It's a second set, but I desperately need them, obviously, right? We all need to make
yeah,
sure we have a set of car keys, and it's like a black thing, and it's actually not a key that starts the car. It's the little black thing that you
yeah,
insert in
Right.
there, and that starts the car. So they want like $500 to
Yeah.
replace this.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not even that expensive of a car, but it's like I think it's so outrageous that they would charge that much to
Yeah.
replace a car. But that's what happens nowadays when we all have computers, the cars are all computers now. And then so even just making a key is really expensive. So it's kind of crazy. That's why it would be really helpful to find that other set of keys. Um,
One thing I'm looking at it, was it connected to kind of like another like a rings, like something that you might hold on to an extension of the cord? I mean,
it
remember
was on a key ring. Yeah.
with other stuff like kind of extended girly things or more like. stuff hanging off of it because I feel like that it got hung up on something
Mm,
and came off. So it's like you might have the original part of the key ring and there's something else there. I don't know. I mean, Barbara has different things in her key ring that make it
right.
easier to find or notice.
Is it in the house or is it outside the house?
Um, it's outside the house. Probably,
Outside?
yeah.
Mm,
Um,
never
and
know
it
to
feels
find it.
like that it's like, almost blended into mud and dirt, and it just feels like I don't see you
Never
finding
finding it.
it easily unless
Well,
you're.
it's good to, okay. And I haven't found it yet. And it's funny, I was in a rush and I used the keys to open the door in a rush. And that's when that's when you lose them, right? And then how I had a second set, so I had used those, but um
Feels like they
yeah.
slid off. You know what? One place I will ask, does it look off? Do you have like a porch that like drops off on either side and there's like mud and plants or dirt on either side of your door? Like, could it slide off and fall like in the corner or off the edges of your front porch, wherever you come in?
I don't have a porch. No, I mean I have a foyer.
A
But
foyer.
that's inside though. But I just have like a step by my front door.
On the
That's it,
sides of the
really.
step, have you looked like right next to the sides of the step?
I'll look again. I don't know. I'll look
Great.
again. Yeah, because that's when people lose things too, is when you're in a rush. You're
Yes.
Mm.
really in a rush or you're really late for something and you're trying to run out. So
Yeah.
I will follow up on this with you guys in the next report and I will go look and retrace those steps and I will look in that moldy place with
Yeah,
my
it looks
mask
like it's
on.
in mud. It looks like the black and the dirt. It's not making it easy to stick out.
Yeah, okay. If I get a metal detector, I bet I'd find it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you
That's
Yeah.
a
probably
good
would.
idea.
Yeah, maybe I should see if I can go rent one of those or something or go
It'd be
get one.
cheaper
I'm
than
gonna get
probably
one.
buying a
You
whole
might
bunch.
find a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
those keys, other keys.
And it's funny because the people we bought the house from so many years ago was God, he was like a garbage collector. I mean, he had like stuff hidden in all little places all over the
That's
backyard, like,
funny.
the
Wow.
little Woody. And it was, I'm sure I'll find a lot of junk. So, but thank you
Yes.
for that off the top because I thought it was interesting because usually, people, it's kind of dire, right? I mean, these are important things, a set of keys, a
Yep.
title to a vehicle or something. Like,
Yep.
and they cause stagnation sometimes they cause bigger problems, right?
Yep.
And so it's like this one set of keys now I can't possibly lose it because I just don't have that, it's that kind of thing where it's like if somebody has something that they lost and you think it's something important, type the question into the chat and Mark, we'll see if Mark can come up with something. I mean, it's one of the things that Mark can do. Oh, let me just say hi to everybody first. In fact, what I'll do is I'll screen share the page so Mark and Barb can see it with us. So you can see our people in our chat, our friends in our chat. So
Hi guys.
Charlene says, hope you all had a lovely Christmas.
Hi,
Yes.
Cheryl.
Yes. Hi, Charlene.
Mhm. We also have Davy Jones. Hi, Davy. Yeah, you
Hey,
can ask for a message. Um,
Oh,
And we have Amanda Kennedy. Hi, Amanda.
Amanda.
Nice to see
Hello.
you. And we have, sorry, I can't read that. Sarab Gupta. So yeah, so we have a couple people with questions. Are you ready to take them, or did you want
I could
us?
take a few.
Okay, good. Let's start with that. Let's see. We have Charlene. Did she have? Oh, okay. She says she bought a replacement on eBay. Also, Ace Hardware sells replacements for that kind of key. Thanks, Charlene. I appreciate that. That's
Yes.
for sure. So Davy says, Davy, his name was Davy. I remember him from last time, asked if he had a message about how his next 6 months are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Uh,
look at that.
like the
We should
next
take
six
the
months.
share off.
Okay. Um, Davey, I get this visual that you're going to be pulling coins out of your pockets. To me, this makes me think that you're going to have some money to put down. Money. I'm seeing it's almost like you're doing magic tricks where you're pulling coins out of your pockets. I take that as a metaphor that you would be earning some money, that's what you're looking for. It comes to you. I would um, It also says be a little bit careful with it, but I feel like you're pulling it out of your pockets. So that makes me think that that's a good thing. Um, and I also feel like that I'm hearing you say, I feel okay. I feel healthy, health-wise, I feel okay. Why is that? I guess I'm feeling okay. Um, Also, too, if someone comes, it's like I feel like you have money, but don't be in a hurry to loan anything to anybody else. I feel like that I want to ask you to be a little bit careful. Like if, let's say you win that $1 billion lottery tonight, turn away from people, keep it to yourself. Okay? I just get this visual that I want you to be uh, uh, protecting what you have. Feels like you're paying people, you're doing that, and that's all good. So
Okay.
let's see.
Okay, good. We also have Amanda Kennedy says, can I ask what happened to a Navy man who disappeared kayaking many years ago? His name was Rusty.
Um, Okay, a Navy man named Rusty. Um,
Disappeared kayaking.
okay, ironically, we have our dog named Rusty, but it's not the same guy. Um, when I look at Rusty, I feel like that there's an accident and a blow to the head. I feel like as much as he may be an experienced waterman, um, I get this thing where he flips, turns, hits his head, and it feels like it feels it like an accidental passing. I don't think anyone killed him. It feels like he was by himself, and we leave that alone. Um, um, and so that's what I'm getting.
Is it something like rough water or something? Or, I mean,
It
was
feels
he,
like he makes a wrong turn, he flips and clips his head. It feels like there's an accident. It feels like he's not supposed to be there, and it just seems really peculiar.
was it
So
like rapids or something? Is that what?
it feels like it was fairly uh,
Mm.
rocks. It's almost
Oh,
like you could hit your
mm.
head on a rock. And
Yeah.
like that he's under and out. Kayaking feels like that there, if the water was a little bit bouncy, it has more to do with him getting a blow to the head and being kind of dizzy and knocked out. So I'm sorry if she was looking for him, missing him. My
Mm,
sense is accidental death.
mm. Wow. It's funny because I mean, it's not funny what happened to Rusty. My grandmother had a dog named Rusty. It just seems to be a very common name, but the first thing I thought of when I started to read her question was the chef, the Obama chef. Now you don't have to say anything about that
Oh,
because that's like a paddleboarding thing because this is public and we should, probably not comment on something like that. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
can offline if you'd like to. But yeah.
I
But
have my thoughts
that
about
kind of
that.
reminded me of that right away as soon as I started reading the question. Okay, so let's see. We have Sarah Gupta. See, would like to know how things will go for him on love. I
Um,
like this that men feel comfortable enough that they can ask a question like that. That's
yes, well,
yeah.
I think that um, um, his first name is Sarah.
Actually, I don't know if I think this is a male because I remember him from last week. And if you're not, I apologize. I just can't tell your gender from your name because it's an East Indian name and I'm not familiar with that. But you can tell me.
Male, female. Um, to me, it feels like, you know what? I get this sense that if male, female, Sarah Gupta is saying, "Oh, what the hell? I'm just gonna
It's a
take
guy.
I'm
Sorry.
supposed to tell them take chances, be forward, and not to be inappropriate. I feel like that you have um, believe in yourself. I feel like that. What the heck? Give it a shot. If someone you're not sure of, it's okay. The other reason why it's going to be okay for you to like try be a little more outgoing is because it's going to pay off for you. Even if the first one says no, you're going to kiss a frog. Maybe you're not kiss a frog, but my sense is that you being confident and a little more outgoing ends up someone just kind of like, well, yeah, you're kind of showing some guts here. Sure, I'll go with you. You seem confident. I like confident. Feels like, so I would say take the pressure off, be a little more playful, and I feel like that your outgoing nature is going to uh, get you some dates that I feel like will can be really nice. The other thing too is that if you feel the incentive to want to be forward and or not, I'm not being inappropriate, but just you want to ask someone out, keep it going, keep being playful, be yourself, and it'll pay off. It'll work. This will be a better year. Okay?
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. Oh, that's very nice, Saurabh. So hang in there. Keep, working at it. That sounds
Don't
good.
do get into the minutia of could this be perfect? Don't overthink this. Oh, the other thing I get for you, don't go thinking too far ahead. Don't get into worrying about all these details. If you overthink it, I guarantee you will kill everything. Okay?
Okay.
How about we take one more and then let's talk about some current events and then we can
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, Todd had a question.
All right.
Um, actually, Todd's a friend of mine. So
Okay.
he said he wants to know his mom has passed, and he said he wants to know what his mom thinks about me.
Um, doesn't like you at all. No, I'm
Yeah.
teasing. I
His
can't
name,
have
her
her.
her name, her name is Phyllis. Hmm.
Phyllis, Phyllis looks at you. She thinks you're funny. She thinks you're smart. Also, too, she thinks that you're gonna. Um, Todd needs to pay attention and to keep up. And she says, I think that you would be fun for you two if you decide to talk, to see each other, or to get to know each other better. That would be nice. Phyllis says, it's like I don't, I feel like maybe I was a little protective of him, but I want him to now experience being playful. I'm going back to the playful word. Have confidence. I feel like that. Um, Todd, for some reason, I'm seeing you combing your hair, getting your hair together. I don't know if Todd has wild hair, his big head of hair. I don't know what the thing with the hair is. She's showing me, "Yep, comb your hair. It's almost like she wants you to clean up a little. So, and that would this be fun for you? Yeah, I said. She says, yeah, I like her. Um, she's very quick. You need to kind of be relaxed and be ready to up your game.
Oh, that's fun. That's great. That's nice. So, okay. Did you want to get back to questions later? Or you want to continue, or
Let's if there's are there a number of
there's one
questions?
more. There's one more.
One more, then we'll do that, and then we'll go on to
Yeah.
current events.
Oh, yeah. So Amanda says that his kayak was found, but he never was. So yeah, maybe
Yeah,
he
I feel like
drowned or
flow to the head, sink, drift away.
right.
Very
She Amanda wanted to know if she had how her year may go for her, if you can give her some insight on that. And then we'll go to our, current event predictions and stuff.
good. I'm looking at Amanda, and I feel like that um, I'm doing this thing where I've got my eyes on you. I've got my. I think that what this means for you is that I feel like that you're. I feel like that. All right, you're being. It sounds ominous, but I mean, it isn't meant to be. It's more like there are people who have you in their line of sight. They like what they see about you. Um, so it feels like that if you get a sense that in a funny sort of way you feel like you're being observed, watched, I would say yes. But I would say it's because people want to get to know you better, not for anything nefarious, but they they they're curious about you in a positive way. So I would encourage them to do that.
That's very nice. That's good. That's good. So what did you want to talk about? I mean, I have something I wanted to share with you, but that can wait because this is for both of you,
Uh-huh.
Barb, you too. Um, but I'd rather just it'll take me just a minute. I don't know if you saw this on social media. Oh my God, this is a crazy, crazy thing. There's a lot going on. I mean, this
Yeah.
whole business of drones and stuff hasn't gone away, but then there was something very strange that happened. Um, Actually, you can see the video. If you want, I'll wait. So
Hmm.
if you want to start with your current event
Well,
predictions, you can.
well, I feel like that one thing I got to tell you is I feel like that there's going to be the upcoming inauguration may be
Mm.
historic for some of the wrong reasons. So I feel like that there's going to be either people protesting in a very important, like negative. It feels like that this could be not a big celebration so much as a um, some people declaring war almost on us. So, like people being angry, acting out, not wanting this inauguration to be happy. I feel like that it feels like there could be some very negative um, events that occur, and I'm sorry for that. Some people wanting to be disruptive. Um, it feels like that there could be um, either some fighting, feels like that the security is going to have a lapse. There'll be negative outcomes. So I worry about that. Also, too, I came up, it's not the most original thing, but don't believe everything you don't see. So if you see things appearing to be quiet, ordinary, easy, no, there's everything that's going smoothly, don't believe it. If you don't see anybody acting out, I would say, yes, again, I feel like that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm worried about what will occur next in terms
Mm.
of certain amount of fighting, perhaps. Um, I feel like that I see like a plane crashing in water, if not by DC, somewhere up near New York, New Jersey, along the shore. Not a jetliner, not 9/11 again, God forbid, but this is more of a like a mid-sized plane that you might think of as a mail carrier or cargo. Something not huge, but something hitting the water and causing uh, concern, fear, damage, something on board being poisonous, radioactive. And just get this, the payload could hurt a lot of people. And I feel like I'm seeing it tumbling in the water. So just be conscious of that. So
Does
those
it
are,
seem to be deliberate?
yeah, it's definitely deliberate. I feel like I see someone um, exiting a plane like they don't want to be on it when it hits the ground. So it makes me think that someone is again using a plane as a method of delivering a payload without their having to sacrifice their life. So it's very tragic. And it feels like I think the water has something to do with the escape. So if you parachute into water, you can be picked up in a small boat and then be taken away before things get bad. So those are some of the things that I'm concerned about in the short term. For I feel
Mm.
like that also too that there will be a lot of people very angry about opposing Trump, and so that could cause some serious uh, problems in terms of peace, police duty, criminal activity. Feels like you're going to see an uptick in like violent protests that could lead to a lot of people getting hurt.
Okay, I mean, sometimes, look, we have multiple timelines happening simultaneously, so
Mhm.
sometimes things are on different timelines. So I like your advice regarding, if it's not something you're seeing, think twice about it because it just might not be happening or it might not be on your timeline.
Visible, yeah.
Right. But at the same time, we're kind of close to I think we're just about at the sixth trumpet. And that's when the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying that the sixth angel who had the trumpet released the four angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates. So the four angels who had been prepared for the hour and day and month and year were released to kill a third of mankind. Kind of interesting because it seems like they just did kill a third of mankind with the,
Yeah.
poison.
Hmm.
Now the number of the army and the horsemen was 200 million. I heard the number of them, I'm just reading right from Bible Gateway. And
Mhm.
it says, and thus I saw the horsemen in the vision. Those who sat on them had breastplates of fiery red, hyacinth blue, and sulfur yellow. And the heads of the horses were like the heads of lions. And out of their mouths came fire, smoke, and brimstone. By the three plagues, a third of mankind was killed. So these are the three plagues. So what do we have? Like, so that we had one already, and now we're having what? Now this new chicken pox is coming out. I don't know, chicken fever,
Yeah. Barbara,
right?
let's pay more attention to some of this. Have
The
you heard?
bird flu.
Yeah, bird flu. There it is. Something really weird going on with that too, and I'm going to show you in a second. It says, by the fire and the smoke and the brimstone which came out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and their tails. For their tails are like serpents, having heads with them to do harm. So we seem to kind of be at this point, and I do think that for those who genuinely are believers, you realize that the rapture is also would also be happening very soon, really at any time. It says, like a thief in the night. And no one will know the day, the hour that it will
Mhm.
happen. So for those who follow Christianity or the Bible, for even without being religious, if you're following the Bible as a handbook, then this would be the time frame that you would be looking at this point in time. It's amazing because, so many generations before us, nobody really knew which generation it was. And it's very clear this is the generation, this is the that is referring to end times. There's just way too much going on. We have the trumpets, those sounds in the sky, and things of that nature. Do you get a read on that,
Well, Barbara
Mark?
actually and I, we've talked about like the different kinds of weapons.
Hmm.
Like they could be either sound or fire weapons. That seems like there or like kind of energy beams that it's like fire from the tail and mouth. That can be a metaphor. But I really wonder, it's like we've talked about have some of the fires that have taken place in Los Angeles or other places. Is that a special kind of a new weapon? And since
Oh, yeah, weather
Mm-hmm.
weapons or
Hmm.
fire
EMP
or
weapons
like
or
Hmm.
just energy weapons where
Directed energy weapons, right?
and so
that could be a fire weapon.
yeah,
Yeah.
the idea that they could be unleashed on us also too these drones. I mean,
Hmm.
we've talked about this. It's like we haven't seen drones here, but they seem to be showing up, virtually everywhere.
Everywhere around us.
Right, right.
So
Um, yeah, so there's I'm going to just show you, yeah, I know lots of chemtrails in the sky, lots of things going on.
Oh, yeah.
and Barbara knows more about that than I do. I mean, she at first I was slow to the
Hmm.
accepting them, but I do now.
Yeah. There's a lot of people with pneumonia.
Pneumonia. That seems we've got that in our family.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people in our area are getting pneumonia. Our neighbor across the street,
Oh yeah,
that's what he had.
our
Hmm.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, battling that myself. I was getting a little bit um it was just taking a very long time to really shake it. I had to really stay in. I couldn't even go out and work for a while because I just knew that it was going to get worse if I didn't, you know, if I didn't stay in and really, really, really take care of that. Because even walking pneumonia would have really, turned into something. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to mention is here at the top of my page here. Hold on, let me get back up there. This is kind of wild and it's a little bit freaky. And so for paranormal, uh, I wanted to get your opinion on this, and you guys can tell me what you think about it. I'm going to
Okay.
screen share a video. Um, and I don't mean to frighten anybody, but this is this is a real video that somebody took. So let's screen share this, and then you guys can kind of let me know what you think about this.
Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down.
Oh, wow.
Something, oh my God, oh my God.
What the hell?
Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and it doing this. Something, oh my God, Oh my God.
So that's quite big. I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big tree. And I actually was able to slow
I
down
hope you can hear this. It
the
sounds like
video. Oh, actually,
gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me.
hold on a second. I'm gonna post this right to X. We were able to slow down the film and actually get, it's gonna take a minute to
Something
post.
in the tree?
Well,
Yeah,
it's visible. It isn't.
yeah. I have some information on it, so I'm gonna go. That is scary. I mean, just that's in South Carolina. This
Mhm.
is this is I mean, just cutting branches with your own hand, bending branches, and I mean that's
It
I
says a
mean
cloaked
humans can't do
creature.
that.
No.
It's
Cloaked
cloaked.
creature. So let me go back to the top and
So
see if I can if these pictures loaded.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I don't know if you can see it, but this
Okay.
is I just uploaded this because this is
is that a face?
that's what it looks like.
Looks like a
Whatever this
fake
thing
snake.
is. Yeah, and then here's uh
Mask.
There's another shadowy figure there.
yeah. That's
Mask.
it right there.
That looks, those big eyes, that looks like an alien to me. And that,
Or some kind of interdimensional or something with
Right.
incredible strength.
Yeah.
What are you getting, Barb?
Well, that looks like a mask
see
for
eyes.
but if it's paranormal,
Yeah.
you
It's
you're not
well,
seeing the full thing. It could be
but
an dimensional.
There's no explanation for it that
yeah.
that would fit into our. I mean, I can't think of a creature that could be high up in a tree like that and have the power to. Um, it wasn't just like one branch. It was like
The whole side of the tree.
yeah, the whole force
Right,
field.
Yeah,
right.
and you couldn't see any light, so there was no weapon used to do it. I mean, it's not like you weren't hearing like anybody sawing or cutting. I mean, this thing was just tearing them and has incredible strength. Now, I did have somebody who I
Hmm.
had review this.
There's no
Some
light
people
or
who have been involved in
Yeah.
um let me see, where did I put it? What they said, or what one person's opinion was on this, who works in, I'm not even going to tell you what they work in. Just, um, just, just say retired military at this point. That's all I'm going to say in special ops or, yeah. They said it was something to do with, hold
Hmm.
on, letting it load. Um, So an OTN, let me get that definition.
Oh,
Other than,
other-
let me see. Okay. Uh, uh, so other than normal dimensional creature, which cannot maintain the dimensional shift into this environment for very long,
Mhm.
also known as environmental hazards, according to what uh, I think he has access to. But the analysis goes on to say that it could be part of a chimeric salamander genotype.
Mhm.
Um,
Well,
that area has a rare occurrence of giant salamanders, while one of the three largest salamanders in the world lives in the Carolinas currently. There are OTNs that do not last long, fast movers, not intelligent, and can easily break a limb just with jaw pressure.
hmm,
So these are definitely not
human.
normal. Yeah. Oh no, it's
Not
not human,
not
and
not.
it's not an animal that we know either, the kind of animal that we know. I'm just wondering if you guys could pick up anything as either one of you on what this
Well, there.
whether what I described might
Well,
sound like it could be accurate, or whether maybe you have some other
the,
insight on that.
the first thing that came to my mind
Mhm.
was interdimensionals,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I was thinking of didn't CERN release a bunch of interdimensional beings recently. Like CERN,
Hmm. Yeah.
the Hadron Collider when they
Yeah.
started it up again. And well, I wouldn't be surprised if they're allowing them to
Hmm.
roam freely. You know,
And the
that's
Vatican opened these
portals.
portals.
Yeah.
Um,
What are they opening these up for?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it
Well,
feels like something of like very deep concentrated energy. And
yeah.
also too, I don't think it was afraid of being seen. So I think that there is a certain consciousness to it that has what we might recognize as a face-like visual or
Right,
presentation.
right.
And if this guy is, I mean, taping it or videotaping it, it doesn't seem to care that much. So, if anything, it was trying to make him go away or stay back
Mm,
because it was a demonstration
mm,
of
mm.
unique power.
Yeah, it definitely. And this gentleman, that wasn't the whole video. This gentleman who was recording it said he had gone down there initially because he didn't know what it was, and it made it mad, and he started throwing limbs at him. So he had to get out of
Oh,
there. Yeah,
wow.
it's an angry, demonic. I think it's a demonic,
Yeah.
en entity. Really, it's what perhaps. I
Well,
don't
one
know.
thing I would
What do you
you're
think?
it's not gonna, I mean, the idea that it would have the energy to do that, it isn't just something that would happen in a house. I mean,
Mm,
there's lots of TV shows and other video people doing
mm,
hunting for the
mm,
paranormal who have found characters that can't be explained, throwing logs, throwing
mm,
blocks.
mm,
And so the idea that he
mm.
caught something. You know what, too? I want to ask everyone, Barb, I mean, the idea that will we are we in the precipice of seeing more stuff like this?
Yes. Yes.
Is this a first
Because
Mm,
step, a first wave?
because that being is not another dimension that isn't going to harm us. It's in our dimension
And
now.
it could harm us or it could harm
right.
Could
somebody.
and
Hmm.
it could. So they've been released through CERN, portholes, whatever,
Hmm.
into our dimension. And I think that people have to be
Hmm.
on alert now.
Well,
I think
who's
they have to be like careful, you know.
to
Hmm.
release something with that kind of energy? It wouldn't be um, they're not being responsible about what they could possibly be
No, they're
releasing.
just releasing
Hmm.
them.
Hmm.
And I
Got
think
it.
if your objective is terror,
Right.
Right.
let's terrorize people. Let's use something new. I mean, and also too, who would have thought a year ago, how about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, oh, there's going to be all of these unexplained drones. They're going
Hmm.
to be big, they're going to be small, they're going to be this, they're going to be that. So, all right, it begs the question, what's next?
Hmm.
Expect the unbelievable.
Barbara said, expect the unbelievable. That
Wow.
was that little visual. And so,
Before well, thank you for that. Before we go back to the chat, I also wanted to. Gee, I just happened to really pass this. This is the mysterious drones and orbs spotted over New Jersey beach. So your beach
Really?
cameras in New Jersey captured bizarre footage of drones and orbs hovering over the coastline. And you were just talking about that. Now you were
yeah,
talking about an airplane, but you were also saying that it was, so let me just see if I
So
can get
another
this.
wild night on the beach cams in New Jersey. So check this out. Every night seems to ramp up, but last night this orb was ginormous.
This is
So
the coat,
I
the
am going to fast forward
waves
and
breaking.
you guys watch and tell me what you think. But definitely not of this earth. And yeah.
I don't need to hear her narrating because she's got some stupid thing going on in the background. But
hmm
this is it, and this is the one here. This is the orb here she wants you to watch. It'll get very bright. Here's the waves crashing up on the shore. So
hmm
this one's getting very bright here. Is this
Whoa.
Oh,
mm,
wow. Reflecting on the water.
water? Yeah. That's what it looks like on the water, when there's a full moon too. That's very, very bright. Lights up the water. Usually over the ocean, you can't see anything because there's no lights. So to see the ocean, to actually see the water at night, I'm talking about at night, you need
Yeah.
to have that moon. But here, this is as bright as a moon shining down on the water. So it's,
Imagine the amount of energy that is
yeah,
pulsing.
Oh, and it's
right.
got a light. It's got a beam.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this might be a precursor to what I don't know. I'm just saying that you did mention along the coastline, and so
Yeah.
that did come
So
up. I mean, that was something. But you're also right about this. I mean, we've had I've noticed throughout the day on X, um, many people stating that they were going to create problems, or at least have doing what they could to stop Trump from being
Right,
inaugurated. Just
right.
like what you said.
It's interesting how many Democrats are choosing not to go to the inauguration, some very high profile ones.
Yeah. hmm
Are they,
Being tipped
is
off.
there some, yeah, tipped off? Do they have reasons other than wanting to send a message
Yeah.
of non-support? Are they aware of, is there something else that may be occurring? You know?
Right. Uh-huh.
So, but just this idea that, we got to recognize, I feel it's unfortunate, but what we've seen so far is not the end of the show.
Mhm.
There
Right.
can be
Mhm.
more unexpected events.
hmm
That tree snapping, but for what it's worth, we're about 20 minutes from the South Carolina border.
hmm
So I'm curious where that was, but um,
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, let me see if I can go on. So Darian Ray is in the chat, and he's yes, you can ask Darian. Go ahead and type your question in the chat before the end of the report. Oh, by the way, I believe we did give so the gentleman, let me just double check. While you're, let me give you another question first, and then I'm going to try to get the gentleman's name in Bali because we were trying to get his name so that you could ask the question, you could answer his question for him. And we also did get the other a question answered. Let's see. So Sacred Terra says, "This is my only comment. I pray you all learn discernment from the Holy Spirit and becoming enlightened with truth and stop confusing the masses with false spiritual guides. You need to spiritual guides." I just love people who think they know better than everybody else, don't you?
well, I mean, the idea of false discernment, who is he? Is he the one that has, if he has something else to point out? I
Yeah.
say regularly, I reserve the right to be wrong. I can
hmm
be. I'm a human.
hmm
I'm not God. So, but I have a pretty reasonable record of hitting
hmm
some messages
hmm
that are maybe worth noting. If you choose
Yeah.
not to accept that, then you shouldn't.
Right. I mean, I think you need to go find another channel. You don't need to be here. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Just move along. Keep on moving along. You're not more righteous because you come here and make comments that really have nothing to back that up with.
Yeah.
Mark is very accurate with what with the gifts that he's been given, and I think that you're a troll. So next time you leave a message, I'm just gonna delete you. Okay, so let's move along and not waste time on that. Question for Mark. So Charlene Cole, should I move my sister Sharon to a nursing home? I've been her caregiver for 8 years. Oh my God. Charlene, my heart goes out to you because I do know what this is like, and this is very, very difficult because you really are in a situation where people are completely dependent on you and on an everyday, daily basis, and it's exhausting and all of that. So I give you so much credit, and trust me, you're absolutely talk about discernment from the Holy Spirit, making heaven extremely happy at what you're doing because that's what they would want you to do. So what do you think for Charlene? Should she move her sister to a nursing home? That's what she's
What I
looking at.
hear is that you won't be taking anything away from her if you move
Mhm,
her to a nursing home. I get this
mhm,
visual that she has a very small world. It feels like that a little extra connection. It's a very interesting way to say it. You're not
mhm,
taking anything from her. So some of the extra hard work and things that you're doing, she may or may not be
mhm,
conscious of or care about.
mhm,
So I feel like that 8 years, I feel like that I'm getting this visual that you've done enough for her on a hands-on basis. Feels like that she's not, I don't see her improving in your care, and that it feels like that it would be life would go on for her in a nursing home. So please be open to the idea of making this happen. It's not going to reduce her quality of life. Not in a good, not in a huge way, but your quality of life matters too. So yes, be open to this. And I would say that it might be difficult at first, but then um, she'll find other people to talk to. Talking would be good for her. I feel like her talking to new people would be good.
Okay, I'm just looking for our friend that I haven't seen all the reply. Oh, let's see. Yeah. I need to name. Did they bring the name? No, they didn't bring the name. Okay, so I don't seem to see a name, and you can't do a reading without the name. So I've asked several times for this person to give me their name,
So
and I'm sorry, but I went back to the report that they were commenting on, and there's no name. And I know that you can't do a reading without a name. So
name would be helpful.
yeah, so whoever, what's life all about, Alfie, I've asked you to, give us your name so that Mark can focus in on this, your energy to answer your question. So you're just gonna have to put your name in there. We can't give you the reading. So we also did one for Judy last week, and I hope Judy was happy with that. Um, and I'm not going to take any more questions that are on the videos. You really have to be here in the chat because I can't be hunting people down because I don't know when you're going to be putting questions in the comment section, and I can't go back to all the videos that we've ever done to
No,
look for questions. So I'm just gonna say, after this, I'm not taking any questions in from the video, after it's uploaded because it's inefficient in trying to get the information we need in order to, be efficient about it. I need your name, a real name, even just the first name, and your location so that Mark can focus on that energy. So if you can provide that in the chat, I'm happy to pass that along to Mark. So let's keep going. Let's see. Let me go back here, and then we're going to go
were there some
here.
other events that popped up this week that you thought really? I mean, we both, Barbara pays attention, I pay
Mhm.
attention. You probably are better at some of the new things that are coming. Has anything popped up that you've seen that has grabbed your attention in terms of being a spiritual anomaly or having some unexplained
Yeah,
weird?
well, I have a couple more questions in here. So, are you ready for them?
Well, all right,
No, go
sure.
ahead.
Yeah, because it's getting late. The hour is getting late here. I want everyone who's here already to, have a chance to ask you a question. So Darian Ray says, "What should I be worried about in 2025? And is there any drastic change for me?" His name's Darian Ray.
Darian, I get this thing where I see you crossing your arms in front of you. To me, this means like at a general level of don't take your security, your online security for granted. I would say that be conscious of small and different ways that you can protect yourself. And it feels like it's not like with weapons, it's more about bolstering security. Also, too, I don't know if you've had any back issues. Do what you can to keep your back stronger. Try to avoid an activity that could very easily damage your back because I feel like I'm seeing you twist and turn and it could be a problem. So protect your back, um, do exercises for your core, and it'll be very good for you. You'll be glad that you did. Otherwise, it could cause you to have unexpected pain.
Okay. Then we have Joanne, and Joanne wanted to know if you could tell her anything about a health issues that she may have, and yeah, anything about her health issues that she may have.
Right. I get this thing happening on your throat in around neck. So it feels like it may be a hormonal issue. I feel like my neck hurts.
Mhm.
Feels like a bit of tenderness. If you've had anything that might resemble or you're having some unexpected pain, it feels like lymph nodes. I would say be conscious of getting a checkup with a doctor that would specialize in that area. I mean, I feel like that I'm seeing you going through the motions and testing things. That to me, it doesn't feel like it's a gonna a life-ending or mortal thing. But I want you to, it feels like it's a developing concern. It could be even a swollen gland in the neck. I'm going like the upper neck being a little problematic. Um, and then focus on upper neck
Mhm.
gland, that kind of thing. It feels like that would be beneficial for you. Um, and it could also affect some of the pain or sensations you're feeling in other parts of your body. So, hormonal check.
Mhm.
Do that first.
Great. Thank you. Charlene, Darian said thank you, and Charlene said, oh my, thank you so much, Mark. It just struck me that I should ask you, and you have given me some peace. So that's what it's all about. And we also have a question from Maria Molina. She says, I would
Mhm.
like to know if my father-in-law, Victor, have any spiritual messages. Thank you so much.
Um, Victor shows up as a character who steps forward with like a very strong personality, strong handshake. He's telling me to tell you to be um, to step forward to fill the room. He's saying, "Be like me. I wasn't shy. I could step up. I could be a strong person. I think that you have a similar ability to get people to listen to you." He's saying for you to be a little more visible in terms of your work, um, trust your voice in terms of what you have to say in your opinion. And it feels like this could be a very exciting year. He says he has faith in you and wants you to follow his lead and to be a strong, outward, upward person. Being a wallflower isn't the thing. Being visible and articulate is good for you.
Okay. Okay, good. Um, let's take a look and see where we are. We're almost at the end of the hour. If anyone else has any final questions, please put them in the chat. Um, Amanda wants to know if you can tell what causes her noise anxiety. Mm.
Um, this goes back that almost feels like
Mhm,
that there was something at a soul level for you.
mhm,
Feels like it's beyond logical. It's not you being logical.
mhm,
Feels like something you've dealt with before. Feels like that
mhm,
a previous passing, a life that you lived in before. I feel like that there was either like a volcano or some huge roaring sound that caused you to have a fear. You associate death with this
mhm.
roaring sound. I'm supposed to tell you that this was from a previous life. The idea is that it's not for you to be afraid of it but to be forewarned and aware of it, and then to become more conscious of your surroundings. So, at a practical level, when you hear something that startles you and makes you anxious, look around to see where the sound is coming from and where you are, right?
Okay, very good. Yeah, I mean, I just I blocked that person because I just didn't feel like they're that other person who
Hmm.
told us about discernment. I'm sitting here reading from the Bible about the, sixth seal and about the rapture. What is that not discernment? That's right out of the Bible. So,
Yeah,
people, I think they just want to be trolls and they want to, discredit what you're doing. And it speaks for itself. Your work speaks for itself.
thank,
So
thank you.
I wasn't aware that you also can, kind of pick up on past lives. Is that
Oh yeah, definitely. The reason why is that well, for one thing, I feel like Barbara and I have been circling each other. You know, I feel like that I was aware
Mm,
of her being in my life. We've just kind of caught each other early and have stuck
uh,
together. And I feel like it's part of our journey. So,
right, right.
but some of the
that's
things that
beautiful.
you're experiencing now can
Mm,
be part of your soul journey, something
mm.
that you haven't resolved in a past life.
Well, could I ask you to see if you could pick up on maybe one of my past lives?
Sure, we can do that.
Just so viewers can kind of get, gee, Mark, I didn't even realize this. First, it's like
Oh
finding and
yeah.
locating lost things, and now it's past lives. This is great because it really opens things up so much more in terms of your, ability to tap into those things.
It's funny. You have a consciousness of the Bible. I feel like I'm seeing you as a male energy, either oh, not Catholic, but like a preacher, hitting the Bible. But I'm seeing that your comfort in being out front, being seen, is an extension of who you were in a previous life, where you were a minister. You also, so I feel like that this life of yours, this ongoing, and it wasn't about just preaching, it was about impacting, sharing truths, lives. So I get this really strong thing. It feels like it was like a not that long ago, like you were incarnated, like turn of the century, not long ago. So you come into this world a firebrand. I would call you in another life, you were this firebrand. You show up in this one, you're a firebrand. And in the past life, I feel like that, um, I feel like you came from kind of impoverished, um, place. And so perhaps you weren't as taken as seriously or understood for the gifts that you have. So you came into this world choosing, I want a different way to reach more people. I'm not done. I love the idea, like you have chosen things that can impact and change people's lives. You will, it feels like the work that you're doing is an extension of this, also to connection to Gabriel, communicating, being open, talking, sharing. Feels like that this is a big part of who you are at a soul level. And so your battles are not, weren't completed in the last life. I feel like that you want to find new ways to reach people. That's what I see with you.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, I wasn't even aware that you could
Yeah, you show up.
intuit something like that. Wow, is that something that comes up in a lot of readings or?
Sure. I mean, no, I try to make it, I don't bring it up all the time, but sometimes it's just sitting there next to you, like a magazine on the table. Oh, and let's look at that.
Yeah.
This is relevant to who you are and what you do.
Well,
This is relevant.
that makes a lot of sense. Interesting though that and I keep going back to that movie, Defending Your Life because I love that idea of
Oh,
the past lives pavilion.
I don't see any lions chasing you if it comes up.
Yeah, I'm not going to be dinner. Well, it's funny, because it puts a comical twist on dealing with these issues that uh, everybody's at so many different levels spiritually in terms of what
good.
our understanding is, and it's not our
Good.
fault. I mean, look, this world is just a um, you know, we've been divided, we've had our history erased, we've been so deceived, we've been so misled, we've been
Yeah,
on so many different levels that it's just amazing at all that we're still here because
sure.
we've survived actually all of this. But that's really amazing. So, yeah, Barb, you're right. And CERN is definitely some weird stuff's going on at CERN. I know we're at the top of the hour, and I wanted to screen share real quick before we close out another thing that's happened. Maybe Barb can pick up on something like this. And this is, my goodness, also in New Jersey. What on earth is going on in New
What's going
Is that the
on?
Jersey
I don't
Devil
know.
that I used to be scared to death of as a kid? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Take a look. Wait, this is I can't get in there.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, there's a fighter jet. An
Really?
F-16 went following it. So watch it again. I think it's in slow motion.
Where it,
Like,
oh, okay. It slowed down.
yeah, they're slowing it down, slow motion. Still, you can't really discern what it is. You can't distinguish what it is. And then the F-16 is going after it. What do you guys get on that? Do you think that was any do you get anything from it? I mean, if you don't, it's okay too. It's just, I kind of figured I'd show it to you while we were right before we close up the report tonight.
China.
Interesting, huh? I have actually seen those personally. Actually, I didn't see them. I was outside taking photos. It was an overcast day, and when I looked at the photo more closely, I saw them in the photo, but I didn't see them by the naked eye. But they
Wow.
were there passing, yeah. Like I said, I see a lot of kind of aircraft come by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was so t tomorrow night I will be doing a special report with the reverse speech analyst Tiffany Fontenot, who comes on the Goldfish Report often. And we're
Huh.
going to be going over, she had in a reversal like 2 years ago, which she reported on Goldfish Report. She had a reversal that indicated a scare New Jersey event where they were looking up. So
Oh,
she's going
wow.
to come in tomorrow night. We're going to do a special report tomorrow night talking about these reversals and what she has found out through reverse speech, which is really quite amazing because that is supposed to be our subconscious mind,
Mhm.
which we do not censor because we don't really have access to it. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. So we'll be doing that tomorrow night. And so for everyone who's watching, if you are interested in having a private reading with Mark, boy, now you know all the wide range of questions that you can ask or that may come up in a reading. I'm going to screen share his website here. And again, on New Year's Eve, Mark is going to be on
George.
uh where is that? On Coast to Coast again
Coast with George Norrie.
with George Norrie. So make sure you tune in for that. This is marknelsonmedium.com. And here it's got a whole selection of menu items here you can choose from and testimonials and things like that. Boy, I should give you a testimonial too.
I'll take
Mark's,
it. I'll take
I'll
it.
take it. Okay, that's great. So it's again, I'm sorry, marknelsonmedium.com. And don't forget on New Year's Eve, because you've got nothing else to do, right? Come on, we got nothing else to do. We're
Two
going
in
to
the
be
morning.
Two in
listening
the
to the
morning if you're on
radio.
the East Coast.
2 in the morning. Everybody's going to be up at 2 in the morning on the East Coast. It's New
Yeah.
Year's. It's New Year's Day. Come on, New
Yeah.
Year's Eve. So Mark will be there. Don't miss out. How long are you going to be doing that? Is it an
I'll be
hour
doing it for
program?
1 hour. I'll be
For,
on for an hour.
for 1 hour. Okay, great. That's going to be great.
It'll
And
be
I'm looking forward to that, Mark. That should be a lot of fun.
Well,
That should be a lot of
Lisa,
fun
it
for you.
is. I'm just going to let rip, and I'd like to think I gave a little preview of what I've heard. I'm going to keep
Uh,
meditating and looking to see who gives and what happens and who
mhm.
shows. But I gave a little taste of it. So,
Uh-huh. Okay. And so the skin one. Okay. All right. Well, I was just looking. Yeah, can we take one more question?
sure, one
One
last.
more? Okay, Billy Diamonds. Okay, Billy, what's your question? Please type that in real quick so we can close up the report tonight. And we have Alpha Omega here too. Hello. Um, but Billy, what's your question? His name's Billy Diamonds. Type your question in there, please. Let's give him a second to type that. What'd you
Okay.
think of that orb? I mean, it wasn't really an orb. It was,
No,
what was that, Barb? I mean,
it was a vehicle, but I think it's all Chinese based myself.
Well,
yeah.
could it be that some American companies are using Chinese technology, or
Or
what do you think on that?
or they're using alien technology.
Okay.
It's definitely alien.
Okay, so Billy wants to know, are people backstabbing me or is there something being kept secret from me? That's what he wants to know.
Yes. One thing I think that Billy, I want to ask you to trust your opinion here, or your sense. You're getting a spidey sense that someone is, um, they're not working with you as you would like them to. So my sense is that be very careful about what you say. Don't give ammo to people. I feel like that I see someone literally trying to set you up. So I would be very conscious, double check everything. If someone wants you to do something, if it's at work, I would say, I need to, don't go, stay within the rules, stay within protocols. Don't let anybody that. And I just feel like that I think it's work, but I also get this thing that like a friend of yours is not like a friend of me. I really feel like that I would ask you to be very careful about saying, giving something away about yourself unnecessarily. All right. If you think you can trust someone, I would step back and just be a little more careful about the secrets that you let loose. But I really do feel like that. Not just trying to give you what you want to hear. I feel like that your sense that someone is betraying you is fair. Feels like that someone, I want something that you're in a way. I want something and you're in a way.
Oh my, that's kind of intense. Okay, Billy, you got what you got your confirmation there. So that was uh that was an interesting read there. So be careful. Yeah, we have frenemies out there, don't we?
Yeah.
So I want to wish you both a very happy New Year, happy and safe New Year, and to all
Happy
the
New
viewers
Year.
out there, wish you all a happy New Year, a safe
Peace.
2025, and be careful out there. There's driving and all kinds of things going on, so you want to be really careful. That's why you got to stay home and just listen to Coast to Coast. You'll be safe.
That's right.
You can't get into an accident out there if you're home listening
And
to
I'm
Coast
going
to
to try to
Coast.
listen to you tomorrow because I'm fascinated by the
Oh
Barbara.
yeah, the
Oh
reverse.
yeah, yeah. I'll let you guys. Yeah, I'll
Please
let
Love
send
you
us the
that.
know.
link and we'll
Yeah, I will
listen.
do.
All right.
I'll do that. Okay. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. This concludes this edition of the Goldfish Report, and this concludes all reports. Well, no, we're going
For
to do one
2024.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm sorry. We have one more tomorrow. What was I saying?
Can you
And
speak up?
wait a minute. And
And
Monday night.
Ooh.
Jim Fetzer, my friend the Fets, will be
uh,
here to do the top 10 news stories of 2024. So
oh
you
how
don't want to miss that. So I don't know that we're going to be doing that live because, well, Jim, he's not really always, uh, I think between he and I,
mm-hmm.
we get censored a lot. So in fact,
Ah,
our reports on YouTube have been censored quite a bit. So that might just be a pre-record that gets uploaded
mhm.
to the BitChute channel. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year. If we don't see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy
And
New
this
Year, everyone.
concludes this edition of the Goldfish Report.